Hello, Uncle Roddus here again. Got a interesting bunch of noises happening in the background for this video. Some new arrivals. My wife is going to hate it, unfortunately. Anyway, this is something new to me. It's a band called, or a duo called Metal Rogue. The album is Broke In. Now there's two versions, or two parts to this, Broke In and Broke Out, sold as separate records, limited edition pressing of 100. This band has been around for quite some time, originally formed by a Kiwi bloke and another person whose names elude me because, like I say, they're very new to me, way back quite a few years ago, and they have quite a large discography, but most of it's on just CDRs. They only have about 4 pieces of vinyl. This is one. This is the one that's playing noisily in the background, and this is the other one, Broke Out. This is the other part of it. Yeah, these were recorded. I mean, the band is based in the US now. These were recorded in the US. Released over there, so I actually had to import them in. But yeah, something that someone had showed to me recently and had a quick listen on Bandcamp and went, wow, that's pretty cool, I'm really into that. And here it is. And as you can hear, it's pretty out there. Also just arrived from Discogs, 3 albums by a band called The Fourth Way. Very early 70s. Now, Mike Knock, I've mentioned before in the past, Mike Knock is a New Zealand jazz pianist, one of our probably best jazz exports, mainly resides in Australia nowadays. He's getting on a bit, he's well into his 70s, and in his early days he went off to New York after coming to prominence in New Zealand jazz scene, I think probably via Australia, and then off to New York. He's played with some pretty well-known jazz guys over the years, and in the very late 60s, early 70s, I'm assuming he fronted this band, I'm not 100% sure, but he was in this band called The Fourth Way. They put out 3 albums, from 69, 70, 71 pretty much. From what I haven't played through all of them yet, but what I've heard, they are mostly live. So this is jazz fusion. I mean, this is real, like this is right up the alleyway of the Miles Davis sort of stuff. Maybe not quite as wild perhaps, but you know, from that period. So yeah, really cool. So I've listened to like one piece of each album. I don't know which order they're in. This is from 1970, originally on Harvest. Yeah, this is on Harvest. So this one's from 1970, recorded live at the Montreux Festival in Switzerland, 1970. So that's really cool. And then this one here, The Fourth Way, the sun and the moon have come together. And this one, I don't know. So I'm not sure of the order. Hang on, there must be a date here somewhere. Can't find it. Anyway, so that's another one of The Fourth Way, and then the last one, or whichever order, is this one. Actually, this might be the last one. This one's on Capitol Records, and again, I can't find a bloody date. No, I can't. So this is the last album, possibly the last album. So just the 3 of them all sound very similar on first listen, but I haven't, you know, gotten into the detail of them yet. But really, really pleased to have him. I like Mike Knock a lot, and I haven't heard anything that he's done that I haven't liked. As a matter of fact, I got his latest CD only just last year that he did with the New Zealand trio, which is kind of a cross between classical and jazz, and it's really quite impressive. I also forgot another Metal Rogue album, Soft Erase, from 2010 or 2011, I think. So I bought these all together. first impression of this is not as good as what I'm hearing on the two Broke In, Broke Out records, but quite interesting. And there is one more piece of vinyl that came out before this. Actually, I think this is 2011, and there was one in 2010. Emerald Cocoon is the label that these are being released on. Never heard of them, don't know much about them. Possibly a label created purely to release this music, perhaps, not sure. So yeah, so 3 Metal Rogue records and 3 The Fourth Way records, all arriving in the mail today. In town a week or so ago in Rangiora, I went to the warehouse. Had heard rumours that the warehouse were doing a bit of a purge on some of the vinyl they haven't been able to sell, and they've dropped a few of their prices, and was lucky enough to come across some. This one I'd seen sitting in their bins for quite some time, and it had been hugely overpriced. They were selling it for $80. So this is the Deftones album called Gore, and this is supposedly a limited edition white vinyl version. So it's a double LP. I've had a listen to it a couple of times. It's got some great riffs in it, but to be honest, I'm not hugely impressed with this sort of music anymore. I don't know, I'm just kind of growing out of it, but it's to me it's got, I mean, I know it's not the sort of shit you're going to hear on the radio, but it's got a commercial feel to it, commercial alternative rock. So it's fairly heavy in places, and it's got some nice riffing stuff to it. But you know, I've listened to a lot of this music over the years, this sort of stuff. I mean, when I was younger, and I got into it. But yeah, it has to be pretty special to impress me nowadays. I'll give it some more listens. It's not that I don't like it, but I am disappointed. But you know, I certainly didn't pay $80 for it. They had it marked down to about $30, which is the only reason I bought it. And another one that falls into that category, and this is a New Zealand one, She Had. This is an album, a reissue of an album, must be their self-titled album now. She Had another, well these guys, anyone in New Zealand will know who they are, but you guys overseas, She Had were they're fairly mainstream rock act as well. I am familiar with some of the songs off here, which I've probably heard on rock radio over the years, but I haven't. I mean, they've got a few albums out, and I mean, this may be their first one. I don't know, to be honest. Doesn't give me the original release date, but this was released last year. It's a double LP on 45 RPM, so originally it would have been only a single, and originally may have not actually come out on vinyl, because a lot of their stuff would have probably only released on CD. But they've been around a long time, and they are very popular, and John Toogood's a great singer. This was again selling for like $80 frickin' in the shops in the warehouse, and it was like, well, I'm not paying $80 for it, and I managed to get it for 45, so I'll give it some more listens, but yeah, I don't think it's something I'm going to play a lot. And but it's nice to have it in my New Zealand collection. Also at the warehouse that day I picked up this beauty, and I love early Pink Floyd, especially the 4 albums. Is it 4 albums after Amagama? Metal, More, Obscured by Cloud, Adam Heart Mother. Those 4 records to me are my favourite period for Pink Floyd. I mean, as much as I love their latest stuff, I mean, I love their Wish You Were Here and can't remember the name of the records, which is ridiculous. Anyway, but so this is the 2016 reissue. This is the USA, printed in the USA version, not the European version. Quite often we find the European presses in New Zealand, but for some reason this one's an American one. To be honest, I prefer the European pressings. I think they're better quality in the long run than the American stuff. But anyway, saying that, it sounds bloody nice. Warehouse have been selling these for over $50, which is too much, and there's no way I was going to spend it. I can actually get them American presses off an internet site for about $35 max, but I only paid $30 for this, and unfortunately, being brand new vinyl, was sealed, but there's still some noises on it. But the recording, yeah, I'm impressed. I'm really enjoying it. I love that album. And this one I've seen a lot on some of the YouTube groups. and I picked it up for $15. And I've seen it in the warehouse quite a bit. Yeah, PJ Harvey, Polly Harvey, the Hope 6 Demolition Project, her latest album, Gatefold. I've only listened to it once, sounds nice. I haven't really listened to Polly for many, many years. I love her first album, Dry, from the early 90s, her debut. It's a fantastic album. I have it on CD, I've had it for many, many years. I've had it since it came out. But I never really honestly followed up her music after that, and so this is the first record of hers I've bought in a long time. It's good. I mean, it's a lot different from what she did way back then. She's moved on, of course, but really cool. So yeah, and for $15 it was worth it. So yeah, that's my haul for now, and I have another big box of records in the mail. Should be here later this week, so we'll be putting another video up when they arrive. Alright, thank you very much. See you again. Happy collecting.